Hi everyone and welcome to CX Today. My name is Charlie. I am the head of publication here, and today I'm thrilled to bring you a discussion about the current state of play within the contact center space, honing in on the public sector specifically. And joining me for that conversation are two very special guests. First up, we have Paul Hughes, the head of CX sales across the UK, Ireland and South Africa. And we also have Nick Hanna, the head of UK central government and enterprise sales for Scotland and Ireland at Mitel. Thank you both very much for joining me, and let's get right on into it. And I want to start firstly with an observation that public sector contact centers still typically rely on legacy systems that lack integrations, the flexibility and scalability. Paul, given that, what do you think public sector bodies should focus on to move away from that sort of those legacy systems?
Well, I think one of the first things to acknowledge is that many public sector bodies don't actually have a single contact center. They often have siloed teams handling different contacts, inbound calls, emails, walk-ins across various departments: revenues, benefits, housing, adult care, and then internal IT help desk and HR support desks. So often you see each of these departments running their own processes and tools. So modernizing isn't just a tech challenge. When you look at all of that, you can see that it's also an organizational and a cultural challenge. So the priority must be trying to unify service teams around the customer journey. And that means obviously, firstly, understanding that customer journey, and then things like better integration, shared data, smarter workflows that help everyone from the contact center agents to the case workers, the ability really to link frontline to the rest of the organization. And that way, I think you're able to deliver improved outcomes.
Yeah, absolutely. And starting small is okay. We've seen local authorities introduce omni-channel and AI in one department, therefore improving first contact resolution by 20, 30, even 40%, and then scale it gradually within those environments. It's about identifying high friction journeys and targeting those for improvement, not ripping out everything and starting over.
Yeah, I think a lot of good points there, especially around, as you both said, kind of honing in on those customer journeys first and then building from there. And AI, I guess, is becoming more and more of a crucial part of that and of modern CX solutions. So what type of AI applications are you seeing being adopted within the UK public sector, and how will they maybe start to benefit British public citizens?
I mean, we all see CX is evolving at an incredibly rapid rate, and AI is no doubt at the epicenter of this evolutionary path. AI-enabled chatbots have been part of most CX solutions for a number of years now, but setting them up would typically encompass quite onerous activities for vendors and public sector customers, developing a specifically aligned knowledge base and answers, for example, to FAQs for individual departments, which frequently may not be entirely accurate. Voice recognition and conversational AI solutions were extremely expensive and sometimes clunky at best, and would struggle with localised dialects and colloquialisms, especially across the likes of Scotland, which would mean repetition or frustration from customers and citizens. Now, however, we see AI-enabled solutions being deployed with low or no code, and instead of vast knowledge base housekeeping, can simply scrape specific public sector websites at the click of a button. Answers to FAQs through chatbots are much more accurate and instantaneous. Advances with voice and conversational AI have been incredible, with two-way conversations taking place between a voice chatbot and the citizen in real regional dialects, and even real-time translation through web chat or voice across hundreds of different languages. The tangible benefits are vast, removing complex, more traditional and expensive IVR trees, inclusivity for increasingly diverse non-native English-speaking citizens, and important operational savings, allowing up to 40 to 50% reduction in traditional voice traffic by using AI to accurately answer FAQs, and also agents the ability to focus on more complex or sensitive cases or inquiries.
Excellent. And is there anything that you would add to that, Paul?
Well, I just think, Nick touched on it earlier, in terms of the tangible benefits we're seeing We often hear about the budget questions. In terms of the tangible benefits we're seeing today, it's really trying to deliver a solution that is a collaborative resource. So AI becomes something that you absolutely engage with on both sides of the conversation. And that really starts to enhance rather than replace. So that's a really, really important thing, that AI for AI's sake will not deliver an outcome, but blending AI resources in a collaborative scenario, you're really going to see cost savings, you're going to see enhanced productivity, better outcomes, and happier agents and happier citizens.
Yeah, just further to that as well, I couldn't agree more. Specifically looking at not only the CX or the citizen journey, but the way in which AI can also help to empower the agents and provide them with real-time answers to some complex, frequently asked questions or complex cases at their fingertips. So AI is improving both the agent and indeed the citizen journey alike.
And it's interesting that you frame outcomes sort of beyond the traditional cost savings. I mean, earlier, Nick, you mentioned sort of the example where you could save 50 to 60% using AI, but there are maybe specific organizations that will look at this specifically through headcount reduction sort of metrics. How important is it to move beyond sort of that short-term cost-focused mindset and then focus on more longer-term strategic objectives? I don't know, Paul, if you maybe want to start on that one.
Sure. I'm happy to take that. I think Nick would agree. We hear this all the time. Customers are saying that we don't have the budget for transformation, but the truth is, poor service delivery has a cost. Repeat contracts, increased escalations, staff burnout, complaints, essentially all leading to missed outcomes. So transformation is a necessity, but modernizing CX isn't about spending more, it's about spending smarter. And again, something Nick touched on earlier, AI capabilities can provide answers to FAQs and self-service chatbots or voice AI solutions, all of these great things. We've seen tangible reduction in call handling time and also operational costs across the whole organization front to back. When you start to look at all aspects, reduce by as much as 40%. So you need to look at the whole system and the whole enterprise, not just the call center line item. And when you do that, I think you can really see a clear ROI, and it is clear that these projects do actually deliver an improved citizen experience. Nick, what would you say?
Yeah, no, completely agree. And I wouldn't for a moment suggest that the introduction of AI is simply a cost-saving exercise as far as the headcount surrounding agents or very skilled and experienced agents are concerned. All it really allows the department or the councils to be able to do is make sure that that very skilled individual agent's time is being used and utilised or optimised so that they're focusing their time and effort on more complex or case-sensitive inquiries, so that those FAQs front end are being able to be handled with the introduction of AI, but equally the delivery of CX or much improved citizenship engagement through CX is, as I say, enhanced using the technology. So it just means better time allocation and better time and focus spent on these much more sensitive issues on the behalf of the UK citizenship. And let's not forget the public is changing too. Expectations are rising, especially post-COVID. And if you don't modernise, you risk being left behind, not just digitally, but reputationally. So investing in citizenship experience is also an investment in trust and resilience.
Excellent. Yeah, a lot of really great stuff. But there's maybe one concern that comes into my head, which I'm sure comes into many sort of public sector contact center leaders' heads, and that is concerns around data protection and security, especially as we see rising attacks on customer service AI, customers facing AI. I mean, just last week I saw one from Lenovo where a 400 word character prompt got the chatbot to reveal sensitive information. So I don't know if maybe you could both, maybe I'll start with you on this one though, Nick. Maybe go through how Mitel works with public sector organizations to help ensure that data protection and sort of AI resilience?
Yeah, I mean, Mitel's pedigree across the communications market globally is unsurpassed, with 50 years experience. So security has to be a non-negotiable. In public service, we're often dealing with incredibly sensitive data, from social care records to benefits queries. Citizens expect that data to be safe. So yes, we work within PSN, NCSC and other frameworks, but importantly, we design security into the core of our systems. A careful consideration by our public sector customers is also determining the deployment methodology of its chosen solutions, therefore ensuring UK sovereignty of sensitive data and business continuity and control. For example, robust privately hosted versus the kind of approach that might be considered more public cloud. So privately hosted or hybrid solutions versus what might be multi-tenanted or more vulnerable public cloud solutions. And that's where Mitel's role is absolutely pivotal.
Yeah, Paul,
Just
looks like you
picking
want
up
to say
from
something.
that,
Do you want to
Charlie,
add something on?
actually. Sorry, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Nick makes a really good point here. I think at Mitel, we have this sort of mantra, which is secure by design. You've got to make sure that while security is massively important, it doesn't slow down good service. You're not creating a monster. So that mantra stands us in really good stead. The platform doesn't just meet standards, it enables trust, but without increasing friction. So, for example, vulnerable citizens, should be able to access frontline workers, remote workers securely and confidently wherever they are, whether they're in the field, working from home, or in the office. So that brings with it questions and challenges around security, but Mitel's approach is single platform, connecting these people together over a secure by design end-to-end solution.
Absolutely. I think, again, lots of really good points there. Now, I recognise that we're coming up to the end of the interview, but I want to give you both sort of a chance to share one final message with our viewers before we close. I don't know, Paul, if there's anything that immediately springs to your mind.
Well, Charlie, this is always, you probably hear me going on about this all the time. It's all about keeping human experience at the heart of everything we do. Sustainable transformation can occur when we do that, when we design systems around human needs. So it's not really a technology challenge, that. It's around building long-term partnerships that foster a culture of trust. Everything else follows from that point. So technology, compliance, cost reductions, they're all outcomes of doing the right thing by people.
Exactly. It's about building capability, not just capacity. Whether you're a large central government authority with 500 plus agents or a district council with a much smaller contact team, the principles are the same. Connect what matters, empower your people, and never lose sight of the citizen at the heart of it all.
Excellent. I think that's a great message to end on. But it's been a great chat. So thanks both of you very much for joining me today. And also thanks to everybody for watching. Bye for now.
Thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Nick. Thanks,
Thank
Charlie.
you.